One of the most horrible things that can happen to you is succeeding. Because if you succeed too much, it's very hard to figure out what to do. If you ever watch kids play video games, the worst thing that can happen to them, and they actually have measured this, they actually get depressed, is when they get through all the levels of the game. They call it endgame. And in healthcare, we have gotten through a lot of the levels that are in the game, and therefore, we're at risk of a similar thing. So that's going to be the topic of my talk. For our $2 trillion, we still don't get to use that money as an expression of our humanity. In fact, most people, both on the inside and the outside of healthcare, view healthcare as somewhat humanity sapping. There is not a lot of mojo, a lot of passion, a lot of fellow feeling. Ironically, most of us went into healthcare driven by some sort of fellow feeling. Maybe we had someone with an illness, or maybe we had a parent who was in it, and the urgency, the idea that I make money bringing life against destiny is the underlying intent. And when you think about that intent, and then you look around at what it's like that's a major cosmic dissonance right there. The problem is complex. The theme of the Gordian knot, I think, is wonderful, because no one person's rope can actually solve anything. So one thing that happens in healthcare, in all sectors of society, is when you succeed, you catch a disease, or you become susceptible to disease. It's like hemophilia. You know, the good news is you're in the royal family. The bad news is, you'll bleed out. So URQS is a disease that is had only by those who attain royal family status in their product and in their market. You get big enough, you get good enough, you get enough of the best customers, you sell enough of the best products at the best margins, your mission goes from innovating and competing and seeking new things to protecting and defending the extraordinary asset you are charged with, right? Why? Because you run out of new things to sell. You start to get towards the end game. If you're a health system with 50% market share, there's not a lot to go, you think, not a lot to go get. If you have an enormous percentage of the ASO market in the nation, it's very hard to figure out what you're going to sell next. You get caught in the upper right quadrant. You lose the right to be crazy and say, come hither with me and see this new frontier. Over this mountaintop, there are miles of untilled soil. Instead, you got to go back on the soil you've already tilled and fertilize it and jam it to try to get more out of it. You can't say to your board, yes, our plan for next year is to be kind of the same as this year, because we have to protect and defend the upper right quadrant that we have attained through so many years of genuine excellence, not through evil. People don't get to the upper right quadrant by being a loser, right? They get there by winning. So these things are all waiting for us, either from the outside, if you're an entrepreneur looking for an entrance, or from the inside, if you're stuck in the upper right quadrant looking for a brave frontier of untilled soil. There's the knot. We're all pulling. And I don't blame us. I am absolutely confident that most of us will not do the push on the Gordian knot. But I will suggest that from time to time, those who do push have some chance of being Ernest Shackleton, being Steve Jobs. Here's Ernest's ad when Ernest was setting out to crew the Endeavor to try to breach the South Pole. Men wanted, sorry ladies, for a hazardous journey, small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant danger, safe return, doubtful, honor and recognition in case of success. Ernest Shackleton, 4 Burlington Street. I realize that what I suggest is not easy. And I realize you have to be crazy. In fact, I realize that many of you, if you do this, will find yourself feeling like Frank the Tank on Main Street. But I submit to you that it is worth it. It is the greatest experience in the world to wake up one day and realize that just over that crest is an ocean of untilled soil. So who's with me? Thank you guys very much.